Oh yeah. Okay. So while we're talking about it, I didn't know this, and I think I should have known it because I'm an American, and it's like a fundamental part of American history. And I actually learned it from one of those like stupid ass right wing like Twitter threads. I don't know why. I guess because of the paintings and the pictures and the wigs. I thought all of the Declaration of Independence guys were like 50 years old. They were like 19, 20, 21 years old. These were like the Minutemen and like the forefathers. Like I think Thomas Jefferson was a little older than everybody, and Ben Franklin. But like like John Hancock and all these guys, they were like in their late teens, early 20s, which adds a little bit like a funnier level of like comedic shit to me because like the Minutemen who fought in the Revolution and the Sons of Liberty. I just again because of the wigs and the paintings, I'm like these guys were astute noblemen. They were like fucking like drunk morons. Like some of them were like actual like lawyers and shit, but a lot of them were just like, I hate the Queen of England and I hope the King of England gets AIDS. Like fuck him. Like I work on this goddamn boat all fucking day, and then I had to pay taxes but again, it's like you see the big Renaissance or like American Renaissance paintings from like Thomas Cole and stuff or whatever, where it's like, you know what I'm talking about? And then I was like, oh, this is an old man, and then I'm like, dude, there's no way how do we beat the British with a bunch of like 19-year-old inbred like fucking retards?
Who do you think they were sitting at us?
Very, very good point, Thomas. Very good point.
I'm thinking about the wigs. Like, what do you think they had under them? Do we know if they were like low tape or fades, or like what were we working with under them?
Low tape or fade.
That's true.
If I'm not mistaken, they a common haircut at the time was the like Mark Zuckerberg like Caesar thing, where it was like the school shooter, like just straight across.
Like before he had drip.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
The gold chain era.
Kind of just like because if you didn't have a hair cutter, like your aunt would just get a pair of like sheep shears. So you just have like some of those guys I'm sure had money, but a lot of the cuts at the time were just like the fucking.
You had like the forehead hair of like the Christmas icicle decorations going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is our buddy John, aka Plankfan. Thanks for coming on, bud.
What's up? I'm sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
You know you want to smell this.
Oh man, I really.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tasty.
All up in here 24/7. Making it happen. You heard me?
We milking each other.
Yeah,
Are you?
straight dairy shit up in here.
One of us is chocolate.
All right. Keep going, boys. I'm not going to change anything. I'll just make sure the levels are good.
All right.
Jake has a song about a butt that he wants to listen to on the headphones.
Yeah, he's listening to the song that I made with my butt last night.
Oh, perfect. That's good.
Yeah, he's listening to the song about the how there's something in his butt and his poop.
He's got a lot of
He's
poop.
listening to What's in My Butt song, and the artist is poop.
Yeah.
My mom's friend, her son is a screenwriter, and he wrote a movie. Orlando Bloom was like the lead in it, and my mom doesn't know. She knows that the show is like fucked up, like poop and butt and cum and sperms.
You've
right?
never talked about that until now.
Yeah, no, it's never been a topic of conversation. But anyway, I didn't tell you about this, Thomas. So my mom doesn't watch the show, obviously, for obvious reasons. So she just
Is she blind?
No, she just doesn't want to hear me talk about like a big sheriff fucking my ass raw.
That's her problem.
You're right, Mom. It's 2025.
Yeah, get with the times.
But she was telling me, she was like, I told my friend screenwriter, and I told her about your little podcast, and she's talking to her son. He makes movies. Y'all can maybe link up. And I was like, I Googled the guy, and he's like he makes like dramas. Like Manchester by the Sea type shit, you know what I mean? Like family pieces, and like usually it's just like a troubled family life type deal. And she was like, I think and remember how you used to do that acting? Maybe you send him something you did. I don't know what you'd send him. I know y'all stuff's dirty, and then maybe you guys could work together. Who knows? And I was just like thinking about sending the He Who song to this guy, who's this like very professional like classically trained screenwriter. The he who for like half an hour, and just seeing it maybe if I can become the greatest living actor that ever was with this like clearly very serious family friend. You know what I mean?
I think that has Tarantino written all over
I
it.
think so too.
Yeah.
Does he have a house in Israel? Is that true?
Yeah,
I think he's Israeli too.
Yeah, no,
his wife, right?
Yeah, he's just married to an Israeli woman.
Is he allowed to have a house there?
I think if you're Quentin, you probably can skirt the.
God. Yeah, I'll allow it.
It's also you become Jewish on the woman's side.
That is true.
Right.
The kids,
yeah.
so the kids are Jewish if they have kids together.
Is that true?
Yeah, if the mother is Jewish, you're
Make
Jewish. But if the father's Jewish and the mother is a Gentile, technically the kid is not Jewish, because it goes back to an old system where, they couldn't do paternity tests, so the only way you could 100% be sure is if the woman was Jewish. Because in case it was a different father, that way it wasn't like...
Is it like an IQ test or something? Like, how do they discern that? How do you know?
They do an allergy panel.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I had one of those done as a kid where they, like, made me lay on my stomach for, like, a couple hours. They put a bunch of shots in my back while I watched, like, a Windows 98 screensaver on the computer.
Oh,
in, like,
Thomas
the
was just
nursing
talking
room.
about this.
Yeah, dude. And then they were like, oh, yeah, you're allergic to fucking nothing, dude. I'm like, great. We went through all that.
That's alpha. I feel like everybody has bad stories about that, but you were just normal after.
As far as I know, I think I'm allergic to cashews, though. I think I learned that the hard way. I had a really itchy butthole last year for a little while. It was
So because of my itchy ass, I must be allergic.
It was the first time in my life my mom brought over a Costco-sized thing of cashews to my house one day. It was like, hey, John, I think you'll like this new thing. It's called cashews. And this is just like 2 fucking years ago. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I fucking loved them. I ate the whole thing in like a couple of days. And like, I was going out on a bike ride and my asshole started getting super itchy. I'm like, fuck, shut up. And I like MacGyvered up a series of mirrors to like look back there. And I'm like, oh, this whole thing's like beet red. And I'm like, this isn't good. So I went to the doctor and I was talking to the nurse. And I'm like, I don't want to have to show you my asshole, but I might have to.
Sure, yeah.
And then we went down the list of like, hey, did you have any new shampoos you're using recently? New deodorant? Nope, nothing like that. Try any new foods? And I'm like, well, I ate like 5 pounds of cashews in 2 days. And she's like, bingo, you're allergic to fucking cashews, dude. I'm like, how am I supposed to know that?
I don't like the idea of you riding a bike, but you're itchy, and then eventually just the whole bike seat goes in your ass. And then you're just, it's slowly more and more of it's going in there because it's so itchy. And
you're trying to
like
ride it like a Sibian.
It's just the pedals. You can only see the pedals on the bike, and everything else is inside you.
It's funny, like
I anamorph into the bike.
Yeah. You come back home and your mom's like, John, and you're like, just making like bike noises.
I'm just like the pedals and the spokes are spinning.
Yeah.
I'm
like a body horror movie.
Yeah. Oh,
It's I never like. That's very funny to me because like.
Yeah.
When people are allergic to nuts, it's like their throat closes up or they break out in hives. It's like
no, nothing.
You go
like
to the
that.
doctor and the doctor's like, "Oh, you got any allergies?" And because they always ask you that question, and you're like, "Oh yeah, cashews." And they're like, "Oh, what happens? Hives? You get a little fever? Your eyes get big?"
No, my boy hole starts itching like the Dickens.
Yeah, my butt pussy gets red.
Yo, my shit turns
like
into
a
mandrill.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's the only way I would have known.
Yeah, I fucking I have to poop in a cup and give it to my doctor when I get back. Because
is that just like a fetish thing?
He's hungry.
Your doctor's hungry and he's the only
Dr.
sustenance.
Poop. Yeah,
Dr. Poop. His sustenance satisfies him.
Hey, I know you got the stomach thing, so I got this thing. It's a cure-all for it. Basically, what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to poop in this Dixie cup and then bring it to my house. And then we're going to test it.
We're going to make my wife watch, see?
Yeah. They want to figure out, like, what's wrong with my shit. Like, literally and figuratively.
Well,
like,
the problem is it looks like poop.
Yeah, that's the big one.
It looks like shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad because I told a lady, I was like, do you guys have, like, a receptacle? How does this work? And she's like, oh, it's just like a urine test. And I was like, so I have to poop in a cup? And
so this is something you've done already?
No, I've never done this.
Oh, is it something you're planning to do?
I have to do it when I get back.
I want to know.
You should do it the first day when you get back.
Oh, like after like
drinking,
pizza and
just
beer.
drinking for 4 days straight.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, I think something's messed up.
Do you have that problem?
This
when
is
you
all
travel,
blood.
Yeah.
Where it's like I don't poop when I travel. Like
really?
Yeah. Like I haven't pooped since I've been here. I'm probably not going to tomorrow.
That's interesting.
And I'll get home and immediately just let a fucking stinker rip. It's like a Pavlovian instinct. Like like I'm inching closer to my home domicile.
Oh,
this is the
I know what you
porcelain I
mean,
know.
dude.
I'm familiar
Yeah.
with this, and I'm like, this is the only one that can deserve it.
It's like a sixth sense.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I will have movements, but they won't be
Like a concerto.
full ones. You know what I mean? It'll be like a
Rabbit shit.
It'll just be like this will get you by.
Yeah.
Till you get home, you know,
Like
and
a
then
little
you.
bit comes out, or like you just fart a bit. Like what are we talking?
No, it's like I'll go number 2,
Thomas hates talking about poop, by
that's
the way.
disgusting.
but it won't
That's
be
gross.
anything, concerning or it'll just be, and everything seems pretty much normal. I'll get into that mindset of okay, that's just how much that's what ends the production line. That's what comes out at the end. And then I get home and I'm always caught off guard. And, it's always one of those situations where you got to take your shirt off, and
Yeah.
You take your socks off.
you bite into a belt like you're getting amputated.
Get ass
Oh,
naked.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
that's just the world we live in today.
That's so right, dude. It's because of woke.
It's wokeness.
Yeah.
John, my brother, you've probably heard. I've probably heard me talk about this, but my brother lived with me for a while, and it's like our grandmother had the same problem I do, and he was
penis.
yeah, small soft penis, and it's pink.
I knew that.
And so he didn't get the bug or whatever, the genetic bug, and so we were living together, and I come out of the bathroom, and he was like, dude, I was on the other end of the house, and I heard all of that. And I was like, oh, yeah. And it was like 8 in the morning. I was getting ready for work. And he goes, man, can I ask you something? And I was like, yeah. He goes, hey, dude, like, is this every morning for you? And I was like, every morning and every night, man. And he was like, for how long? And I was like, since I was like a baby, since I was like 5 years old. He goes, dude, I would have killed myself.
Did he ask you why you were moaning?
Yeah. He was like, why were you moaning like a girl in there?
Were you putting the poop back in your butt?
Yeah. Why was it a repetitious grunt followed by a moan?
Yeah.
Why were there so many? Why are your arms all wet?
Why is your dad on the phone?
How did I get him on the phone? Jaden's like, Dad?
Siri.
Pop?
Call daddy.
Call father. Whoa. Dude, I thought you had IBS. I didn't know you could commune with the dead.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
It's a combo deal.
Man. I was talking about last night, like right before he died, I was just taking his ass to the cleaners and 8-ball pool. And I was telling a story that, like, one of the last things that he texted me was that we were playing 8-ball pool, and I was teaching him, like, how to do it and how to do the slider, and then he was like, goddamn, Fats Domino, you've hustled me again. And I was like, haha, Dad. And then, like, 3 days later, I get the call. And I was, like, looking at that text message, like, at the celebration of life, and somebody was like, what was the last, like, one of his friends, like, what was the last thing you guys talked about? Like, I haven't talked with David so long. And I was like, I fucking beat the shit out of him in 8-ball pool. And he goes, haha. And that's the last fucking thing. Basically, the last fucking thing we talked about. I love doing bits about that shit because I can always gauge, like, whether the room is filled with, like, strangers or listeners.
It makes people super comfortable.
Yeah,
like when you're like, it's like 2 a.m. and you're like drunk at a bar talking to like fiancés of people that like the show that came to the live show, and you're just like, he
just
talking about your dad like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, they're really having a great time interacting with you.
Yeah, Ashley's told me several times. I didn't do it last night. I think last night I was talking about having body dysmorphia, which is very funny to do.
I left the conversation. You were talking about like a big black dude who wanted to like dominate you.
Oh, that's what I was talking about?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man, because I blacked out. I wonder if anything else happened.
I don't know. You were like, I met this MMA guy, and he's like, he wanted to fight me, and I'm like, I just wanted to have sex with him. I'm like, Jake, I have to go. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, that sounds like
it was funny. I guess this morning, technically, we got the Uber to go back to our Airbnb, and Jake was like, in his like, all right, sober up, be polite mindset. And you just lean forward a little bit towards the driver, and you're like, things are going well? How's it going tonight? Just like very like, everything okay? How are we doing? Yes. How are we doing? Yes.
Have you done this before? You know where we're going?
Yeah. Oh, you're right there with him.
I wish I could have done that with the pilot on my flight yesterday. Been like, hey, you see what happened? Watch the news.
Round 2, motherfucker.
It's like, yeah, there's statistically no way this can happen 2 days in a row, right, brother? And he's like, yeah.
Dude, where was I flying out of? I think I don't remember, but I was sitting in, like you're sitting at the gate. I was like uncomfortable at seats.
Yeah.
I think I was going back from Denver with Ashley. She was asleep. And this like old, like big beer belly guy with the, the MAGA hat, and the letters are really big. It's like the June bug MAGA hats.
Is it like the black with the gold on it?
Yeah, and the letters are like huge. They take up the whole front of the hat.
Yeah.
He was wearing one of those, big beer belly guy. And I'm sitting there, dude. I don't know what gave him the indication that I was like down with the cause or whatever.
I could tell you.
I could tell you. The pilot walks up and he's a black guy, and you know it's the pilot because he's got the suitcase and the old guy goes, "That was it." He just goes.
Oh, man.
But I was like, he was drunk as the day is long. Like, just I could see his forehead vein like struggling to push through like fat and like cholesterol to like push blood to his head, and he was like,
he knew what was coming.
and I was like, oh, I didn't even say anything. I was just,
he's gonna drive the plane like this.
dude, Plank, you'll love this. When I was flying back from Los Angeles, when we did the 3-day run, there was a God bless her. There was a autistic girl, probably about 14, 15.
I didn't know you were that young.
Yeah. No, well, that's how me and my
awesome.
wife met. You know?
Yeah.
And she was going up to people. Her mom, dude, looked so exhausted. Like I saw her mom there like a blanket. She was just like tired, and she was going up to people and she was going, "Hola, ¿cómo estás? Habla español. Hola, ¿cómo estás?" And she would go up to different people. "¿Cómo estás? Habla español. Oh, ¿cómo estás?" And the dude, people would be like, "No." She's like, "Oh, okay."
Do you think every autistic person speaks Spanish?
Yes, I think it's a part of the. I think it's a part of the
It's
syndrome.
part of the zeitgeist.
Part of the spectrum, yeah. I felt so bad. She came up to me and was like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" I was like, "Bien." She was like, "Habla español?" And I was like, "Sí, un poquito." And then she was just started speaking Spanish to me, and I was like, "Sí." See, it was so fucking funny. People were, she went to this old Indian guy, and he was like, he was being so mean. It was him and his wife was like knitting something, and dude, he was not being nice, but in his defense, she was getting like this close to people, being like, "Hola,
Honestly,
¿cómo estás?"
I don't like this.
I respect her for shooting her shot. Like, she's doing that like to strangers, and like I can't even get a text back.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't think she was.
awesome.
From her? I don't know. That's
Yeah, she keeps sending me Instagram DMs of like fucking like Gen Alpha Brain Run. It just ruined my algorithm.
We were doing a show in Philly like 6 months from now, and John's like, "Dude, I think I met somebody." He just shows me a text message that says, "Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hey, habla español?"
look. I know you and Dora are happy together, but I just don't think this is something that can last.
I'm just using her to get to that fox.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that monkey.
Yeah. I'm trying to get fucking. I'm trying to get
like
monkey
that. I
pregnant.
don't like that.
I'm trying to get to that monkey, baby.
I'm trying to do some freak shit with an orangutan.
Dude, did you ever watch Wild Boys, John?
Like the MTV show?
The Jackass spinoff where they go there. Do you remember the episode where they put the orangutan in the hotel room? It was a full-grown orangutan.
I think I've seen the clip on YouTube.
Yeah, it's fucking Chris Pontius and it's that guy Manny Puig, the like shark charmer. And the orangutan's pulling the lighting fixtures out of the. I mean, he's going completely, no pun intended, ape shit.
Yeah.
And
He's making a fucking mess.
it's one of my favorite scenes from that show. It's Pontius and Manny Puig sitting in the doorway of the hotel. It's like a shitty Best Western. And Pontius points at the monkey and he goes, "Manny, you're the animal guy. You got to go in there and take care of it." And Manny goes, he'll rip my arms off. His strength of 5 grown men." And then it cuts to the orangutan and it's got a big piece of poop in its hand, or it's like pissing in its hand. I forget. And it's like doing that monkey thing where it's just like,
with like licking its gums
yeah,
real loud and shit.
Yeah.
Who among us is innocent of that?
I love being alive.
I love being a fucking ape, dude. I want to know something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Did this come with the Airbnb?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the coffee holder. Honey pack.
You know what the kids are doing with these?
Snorting and shooting.
They're getting hard in math class. They're getting real stiff ones in the cafeteria.
Thomas brought it back from the gas station.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find that Spanish girl.
Oh my god.
See what happens.
Sometimes I'm like, this show is like a perfect amount of big.
Millions of years of evolution. Nay, billions, writhing in the primordial ooze, inching our way to the shores of new life. Struggling to breathe, struggling against our very nature to chart a new course, to become something new entirely. Uphill climb, gnashing of teeth, death and decay in the jungles and deserts, and more in the trenches and beaches, minute by minute, hour by hour, century after century, all leading to this little pack of goo that makes my thingy go boing, 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 boing. Ingredients, enriched with ginseng extract, known for its energizing and revitalizing effects. This honey helps increase physical and mental endurance. This allows for longer and more rewarding sex. Packed packaged in individual bags. Honey is easy to use and carry. You can take it with you wherever you go, whether for a romantic weekend or to add a touch of passion to your daily routine. I am going to use this on Plank and Jake later, and then I am going to go get a Reuben sandwich, as is my right as a white man.
Dude, I tell people, I was like, I got a buddy who, helps us with the show a little bit, Discord stuff. He's a good friend of mine. He works for TMZ.
I don't work for TMZ.
Well,
it's funny when you say it like that.
Well,
though.
because this was before you had explained it to me.
Oh God.
Because when we first became friends, you were like, you had told me that you had done some stuff for them, and in my brain I was like, oh, John works for TMZ.
I don't like that affiliation.
Yeah, I don't.
Not a fan of being associated with someone in California.
Did you see the Conor McGregor thing? It's all over TMZ. His tweet.
I've never watched TMZ.
Oh, okay.
They hit me up every month and they're like, "Hey, you want to talk about something?" I'm like, "All right." They send me a list of shit. I Google it immediately, and then a couple hours later, I just talk about.
I still don't understand how you got that gig.
Unsolicited cold DM on Twitter.
Interesting.
The TMZ account just DM me. He's like, "Hey, would you be interested in coming on our live show?" And I just said, "Okay."
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Stupid.
What if it's like a CIA honeypot type deal?
What are they trying to extract from me?
CIA honey pack.
CIA honeypack. Yeah, we're trying to get.
We got you now, Osama. We're gonna get your ass.
We traced the size of his erection down to the cave.
Yeah. Was he? No, he was in the. That was Saddam Hussein.
Saddam, yeah, both really cool guys. I've been told.
What was that fucking love letter? No, it was Osama's like.
His Bin Laden had a hard drive, right?
Dude, he had a bunch of pictures of Hey Arnold on it, which is
me too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Had that.
They went through it. Now he would have PowerPoints about the proper way to grow beets and stuff, which is whatever. And then he would have stuff on politics, and then he just had a bunch of seasons. I think it was Hey Arnold or SpongeBob. I don't remember.
I think he had a Game Boy Advance emulator on there.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
ROMs and shit like that.
Yeah, he had all Marvel versus Capcom and shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is
he
so
would have
sick.
been really cool to have a Diet Coke with.
Yeah, I feel like he was a terrorist and stuff.
I mean, let's not throw names around.
But he just seemed
misunderstood.
The Nazi guys are Hitler loved dogs. And he was nice to Eva Braun. And I'm like, Osama bin Laden fucking played the fuck out of some Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my version of that.
Glass half full.
Yeah. Thomas, how's the pizza hitting your belly, buddy?
It's not hitting anything. It's fine. I'm a little bit sleepy still. But
maybe you'll sleep on the plane.
Probably. It's only a 2-hour flight, so. So maybe not. Maybe I'll just never sleep again.
Yeah.
I'll probably just be thinking about all the atrocities in the world going through my brain at one time. I won't be able to sleep. I'll just be having to wake everybody up on the plane, telling them about it.
Yeah, you're screaming in their mouths.
You see, I'm getting nightmares in my brain because of the lives that people are having to live.
Yeah. What bothers you the most about society?
Probably all the people doing better than me. All the people I see doing well.
Your envy.
I don't like that.
Just any morsel of success that eclipses yours.
I want to bring them back down.
To your level?
Below.
What's your level?
We're both middling open micers, the two of us.
My level is, I guess, above the poverty line, but below the having an awesome timeline.
Yeah.
I love that that's a financial end point. So it says Thomas, or the accountant that we have, is Thomas, it says here that you just hit having an awesome time. Congratulations. You'll be taxed at 30. Dude, when we started doing the show, me and Thomas were just bullshitting about how much we made last year, and I was I got my W-2, and I was dude, I made $17,000 last year, and you were got you beat, and I was oh damn, it was 15 grand, and you were I made $9,000 last year. It was. I don't even think that registers. What is it, 12,500 or 12,500 or something?
Well, It's 10% below a certain point,
Oh,
and then
okay.
above that.
I've
you know,
gotten to the point where like I have to like pay a lady to do my taxes for me.
Yeah,
'cause
me too.
I'm just getting into really like shady stuff,
Oh yeah, drugs,
like dog fighting.
dog fighting.
Yeah, extortion.
Dude, you being like a mob boss would be the funniest fucking.
Yeah, I'm
thing
really
ever.
good at blackmail.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like with like deep fakes these days and like AI photos and shit like that, I can make you do some horrible things.
Dude, were you the guy that did the Jake voice AI? Was that you, or was that Yeeter?
That was not me.
Okay.
No.
I hated.
I would never disrespect you like that.
I hated that. I hated that. Whoever did that in the Discord, I want you to know that you legitimately scared me. I had to call my mom. Well, because my mom, like, she's young, but she's got boomer brain. And I told my mom, I was like, hey, like,
She could be easily duped.
yes. And there's literally thousands of hours of my voice.
Right. We can train a language model so fucking easily, dude.
Somebody did it, and it sounded like a little off, but like, if you don't know what it is, it's totally me.
Yeah.
And it was like, literally, it was like, hi, I'm Jake, and I have a little penis, and I'm gay, and I love Hitler.
Right.
And
Clip it.
that
Clip
could
it.
have literally just been a clip from the show.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't my. I mean, yes, it could have been, but he did it. He was like, "Oh, I emulated your voice." He did yours too, but it didn't sound like yours. Or one of them did. It just didn't. It didn't. It sounded very robotic.
You can't
It
emulate
sounded like
perfection.
Chinese AI Thomas.
I am Thomas, and my boner is metal.
Yeah.
It's shiny like metal is or can be. I just polished it.
Yeah.
You polished it.
Yeah,
That's cute.
I just polished my shit off.
Yeah.
I love polishing it.
My dad retired at the end of last year, and he
Uh-huh.
is so fucking bored now. Like the other day, he was just in my I woke up and like I work from home, so like I just
Yeah.
woke up, walked downstairs, grabbed a glass of water, looked out my window, and my dad was in my driveway washing my fucking car.
Nice.
I'm like, we need to get you a fucking hobby, dude. Like last year, he like built a deck like on the back of my house because he was bored. He said he wants to like redo one of my bathrooms. I'm like, all right, dog, you do you. Like I'm not complicit in this. Like I'm not financially funding this in any way, shape, or form. But if you want to like improve like.
But he has money like saved up for retirement. So
Oh
he's just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude,
He has like fuck you money. Like he's gonna probably like go like buy a bunch of guns pretty soon.
What did he do for a living?
He did like sort of like what I do,
Oh,
but like
okay.
on like a more corporate level. Like he like assembled, programmed like a lot of like access control systems, security systems, fire alarms, like that sort of thing.
Oh,
Inside, like,
gotcha.
big buildings like casinos and shit like that. So like all of like the perimeter security type shit and like big buildings is what he was like the main tech guy for like the region for.
Sometimes I think like, if I ever got into some sort of feud on the internet with like a stranger, I have this potential reality where I text you and ask you to dox someone for
Oh,
me.
I can mail them something bad. I can do some bad shit to them.
When you sent me the light up toilet bowl, Ashley was like, because I didn't immediately know it was from you.
I had a note in it.
I didn't see the note.
Alright.
I like took the box.
I learned to read after I got the mail.
Yeah. Well, I Ashley was like, babe, who sent this? And I was like, I don't know, probably somebody from the show. And she was like, why do they have our fucking address? And I was like, I don't know. Like, she was like, babe, when you mail out shirts, is the return address our home? And I was like, it's that or Thomas's. And she was like, stop. And I was like, it's probably fine. I was like, Ben, people mail him Mein Kampf like once a month. And she was like, that doesn't make me feel good at all. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, she's so normal.
Yeah, no, the Mein Kampf thing.
Oh, not Ashley. I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
no.
but somebody
Dude, they mail Ben.
it
Hitler
wasn't
books?
just Mein Kampf. It belonged to one of like the SS like Schutzstaffel colonel. Like he was
So
like
it was like a historical book.
Yes.
It wasn't like just like a fucking like Amazon
Penguin
copy of it.
books. No. It had like a bunch of his notes in there in
Holy
German.
Is that cool?
Ben straight up texted me and Cameron and was like, "Hey, I got something in the mail," and we were like, "Okay." And he was like, "It's this," and it was an old copy of Mein Kampf, and I was like, "Okay, haha, Ben." You know what I mean? He was like, "No, this belonged to this guy. I don't remember his name, Heinrich, whatever the fuck." And he was like, apparently, he's like, I just Googled him, and he was like he worked at like one of the camps, and I was like, "Get that out of your fucking house now." And he was like, "It's history," and I was like, "Yes." Also,
Oh man.
it was touched by the hands of a mass murderer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, how is that different from Ben?
True.
I don't know him.
No, it's fine. Ben fucking.
I'm just, I just assume the best in people.
No, I love Ben. He's one of my best friends. We used to get. He had the audacity to get into an argument with me about which one of our fan bases is more psychotic, and I was like, Ben, I have a really nice fan base, and you get sent Hitler books regularly.
I feel like I can change that pretty easily.
Yeah, that's true.
I have the capacity,
dude. I go home and I just have like 100 Mein Kampfs,
just like a bulk supply, just on your doorstep.
Yeah, just in case, Jake. Sincerely yours, Plankfan.
Ashley can't open the door.
Yeah. Babe, there's a bunch of Nazi books in the house. Yeah, she was very. She's like gotten used to it. She's definitely gotten used to it, but at first she was like, I don't understand. And
She's a Nazi sympathizer now?
No. No, she's not.
Yeah.
No, she. Dude, she would see this and text me like, "What the fuck is going on? What the fuck are you doing on your goddamn show?"
Oh man.
Yeah, I think her some of their family like thinks I'm like on the radio. I think it's like a radio thing.
I mean, if you listen in the car,
Yeah, that's true.
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the sounds now too.
The soundboard is very fun, and I'm sorry to everybody that it took me 5
No.
episodes to learn how to mix it.
I'm fine with it.
But
I don't have a problem with it. I don't listen to the show.
Yeah.
I'm not checking this shit out.
Yeah.
I like how I became the de facto whipping boy for the audio autist guys, like for the hi-fi dudes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like you're not downloading the podcast in lossless, are you?
Yeah, yes,
That type of
dude.
shit.
Like, they've resorted to using Discord now, but back in the day, it used to be Twitter when I had my messages open.
Shit.
And people would be like, Jake, a really big fan of the show, but if you could actually, what are you downloading in? And I told MP3, and he was like, why?
You have to tell people like that to literally kill themselves and stop listening to the show.
Yeah.
Stop listening to the show if you don't like the way it sounds. I don't give a fuck about the audio. I don't give a fuck about the video. I don't care. I don't care whether you can even hear it.
Yeah. Why are you paying?
If you
for
have a problem with the way, there's other podcasts out there.
And they all sound
you could
worse.
Bother them.
No, a lot of them sound pretty
I
good.
do-
We have 10 listeners. If it has to be 9, that's the number it'll be.
Eden was like, Thomas sounds really like exploded out, and I listened to it and it did sound pretty bad. But I think the problem is that I bumped Thomas's gain up because he has a quieter voice than me, and so
I don't know about that.
it had blown. A little bit, I think so. I like even whenever I do the levels, the waveforms are on mine are always fun.
Every time Thomas has talked next to me, I've had to cover my ear just so I don't get tinnitus.
Thomas's booming manly voice.
Yeah.
You're in the middle. This is kind of like blacked, but
Don't do that.
you don't like that?
No.
Did it make you uncomfortable?
I don't relax around other guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you're always
You
tense.
gotta
tensed
stay
up.
tense. You gotta stay tense all the time.
We're friends, man. I can't do
No,
it.
you can't do that.
Can they see me this time?
Yeah. The problem was, dude, it was so funny. You were, I was like, yeah, how come on the show? And then you didn't have a microphone and you were out of frame.
You just like saw like my legs.
Dude, it literally was just like your toes.
Yeah. That's what some people want, right?
Yeah.
A lot of you have told me you want to see Plankfan's
Planks,
beautiful
let me see
twinkly
them.
little toes.
See them toesies.
Yeah, let's see them extremely shaved, manicured boy feet of yours, you fucking pussy.
Boy feet. Boy feet. I don't like those.
Dude, boys have the craziest feet. Y'all notice that?
Yeah, I watched that show that Tom Bergeron hosted on ABC 10 years ago.
What? Boy feet?
Boy feet, yeah.
Oh,
Wait, I'm thinking of America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Different. I was different.
What's he
show.
up to now?
Tom Bergeron?
Fent.
Probably Fent. Yeah.
Is he still hosting stuff?
No, who
Yeah.
hosts it now? Is it Wayne Brady?
It's probably like Tyler Perry.
Yeah, somebody
Or
like
like
that.
RuPaul.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounded bad. I didn't mean it like that. One of those like B-list daytime. What are you looking for, big doggy?
My phone to see what Tom Bergeron's up to.
Oh yeah, I got you.
It's
I
okay.
don't have my
It's
phone.
all right. I'll try some
Well,
other
you
time.
keep doing it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Tom, if you're out there, I hope
Come
you're
on the
doing
show.
well. If you're lost in this life,
I
then
typed Tom Berger on. That is not what I wanted to say.
Tom Burger Zone.
He is 69 years old.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
is he doing okay?
No.
How is he? How is he?
In 2020, this is the last thing on the Wikipedia page. In 2020, Bergeron competed in the 3rd season of The Masked Singer as Taco. Spoilers.
Taco.
In 2009, he published an autobiography called I'm Holding as Fast as I Can, Zen and the Art of Staying Sane in Hollywood. So he hasn't been up to dick since 2020.
I love that.
Honestly, though, he's probably just like chilling and masking.
Yeah.
Like once all this COVID stuff is over with,
Yeah.
he can go back to hosting America's Funniest Home Videos.
Do you think things are still funny?
You know what kind of bothers me about the newer seasons of that show is that America's Funniest Home Videos, the grain of old like home videos gives it. I don't want to see something that's filmed on like an iPhone 16.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I want to see like the date in the corner. Of the frame.
And like the tape burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
The static.
That adds like because it's about laughing at nostalgia or sweet moments, but I could just go on my phone and watch TikTok.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I can go on Live Leak or like whatever.
Yeah,
I can just like watch ISIS beheadings and like just smile a bit.
Dude, do you know what the YNC is? It's like Live Leak, but it's like way, way, way worse.
In what way? Like, are they woke?
Is the last word challenge?
I don't know.
Is the
Is
first,
the first
word
word
the color?
is the first word young?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos called the YN Challenge. No, it's like Live Leak, but it's way worse. It's like it's your typical. It's like Funky Town, and it's the Chechen beheadings, but it's also like snuff stuff.
Can you explain what that is?
Videos where people have sex and then somebody dies. Anyway, my roommate in college used to watch that shit all day. And then he would be like, dude, check this video out.
Wait, so they have sex and then they die?
They get killed.
That's just
like
that's
a
just
praying mantis?
Yeah, that's just
No, they're like the somebody would die.
like the person died who was having sex
No, they get murdered, like with a gun or a knife.
during sex.
After the sexual act.
Has they ever done it mid-act?
I'm sure it exists somewhere.
Is it like a fetish thing or like?
So many of them are supposedly fake. Like
That's unfortunate.
They're supposedly like it's like a type of pornography. Like anyway,
I've seen a few of those.
Shout out to my old roomie. Hope you're doing.
I don't know if
good.
he gets a shout out for that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to say shout out. Like I mean,
Like you did a good thing.
yeah, he's
We're
normal.
proud of you.
He's normal now. He's very normal.
Awesome. Just like us.
Anyway, I would be like studying for like a philosophy exam, and then I would just hear.
Is that a chainsaw?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what that noise is?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And then I would be like, "What are you watching, man?" He's like, dude, cartel torture." And I would be like, "Oh shit!"
The Chinese
And he's
chainsaw
like,
massacre.
so these the Jalisco guys, they caught this Sinaloa dude, and they took a bunch of his money, right? And then now they're gonna cut his legs off, and then they're gonna get a pit bull, and the pit bull's gonna bite his penis. And I was like, "Oh, awesome."
I feel like if you cut my legs off, I honestly don't care what happens to my penis.
Yeah, I feel you.
If it just happened, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
have the self-preservation intact at that point. I'm gonna go, fuck it, take my balls.
Yeah. Like if you're that far in.
Fuck it, just get this
Just
dog.
let,
on my
the,
dick.
let the dog fuck me at this
And-
point. It doesn't
yeah.
even.
Like you already had sex with me. The dog's already here.
There's so many steps to this
Like what?
for this concert of pain.
Right. Yeah.
Thomas, one of my favorite fucking goddamn bits of yours, dude. I think about it all the time, and I fucking laugh so hard. We were talking about that girl that got famous on Twitter for filming herself at fucking the dog, and then like she made more videos and was like owning it. And you were like, I forget exactly what you said, but you were like, imagine being the dog. Like you just get to fuck this white woman, and then you have to go eat kibble for the rest of your life. You like you just got human pussy, and you have to like,
yeah, you're eating like slop off a bowl on the
yeah,
floor. Like,
yeah.
Forever. It's like
You're the king of the world for 30 minutes.
Right.
and
yeah.
It's gonna be so awesome as a dog, though.
What, to get human pussy?
I don't know. Wait a minute. No, keep going.
Yeah.
That's what the dog's thinking.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Like hurry up.
Yeah.
Like I'm hungry.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
have to poop.
Yeah.
the dog's like, ugh,
Not
I have a headache.
More pussy.
Oh my goodness, Plank. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 6'3".
That's nice.
Ooh, single?
As far as I know.
Single.
Ooh.
I think I weigh about $170 now.
Nice.
Damn,
Nice.
nice.
The easiest way to lose weight is to stop eating and stop drinking and just walk on a treadmill for 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Fuck. What do you want to know? Like foot size?
No.
Like
You
occupation.
you work for the CIA, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a Fed. I actually work for Lockheed. I'm working on drones that you can pilot remotely that can specifically target brown kids. It's not my idea. It's just my work task.
Dude, I think you were the one that told me about it, Plank. One of the guys in the Discord like actually designs the programming.
I think there was definitely someone like that who's very suspect and disappeared under mysterious circumstances from the Discord
yeah.
after trying to take one of its members across the country and have them over.
No way. Is that real?
There was like some dude who's doing like experiments on monkeys or some shit. Ask D-Dog about it.
D-Dog, she would know?
Yeah, it was that happened to them.
My God.
Yeah, someone had joined the voice chat one day. It was like, hey, I can take you over here. I can bring you back. And like, just, it was super fucking
I did not
weird.
know about that.
Yeah,
I check in every now and then that I'm in there. And
Yeah. It's pretty normal for the most part, but like once in a blue fucking moon, just like some freak off shit happens.
The one I'm thinking of was like everybody was cooking him because he was like, I remember like seeing the screenshot, but it was like, hey, tell everybody what you do for a living again. And he was like, I got a mechanical engineering degree, like, and I really needed a good job to pay off my student loans. And everyone's like, that's not what we asked. And he was like, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, I don't know why everyone makes a big deal about it. And everybody's like, say the word, Bart. You know, and he was like, I designed JDAM systems. like he designed like missile. Like he's the guy that designs the guidance like chips or whatever.
Like
he makes a lot of money.
Right. Which respect.
Yeah.
You know, fucking if you're gonna go into that degree and you want to like fucking work at Lockheed or some shit, because that's the apex of what you can get with that career.
Well, it sucks if you get those degrees and you want to make good money, you don't really have a lot of options.
I just think if you're going into that degree, you have to understand that you can't have like a high moralistic trait to yourself.
Yeah.
Because the skills and the attributes that you're attaining from this educational like institution are not going to be put to like
they're very niche,
like serving the greater good.
Yes, yeah. Like
one would
like being a lawyer. You could be a public defender in a low income neighborhood, or you could work for BP. You know, like you could be.
There's not a wide range of spectrum for like guys who want to like build missiles.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Missiles for peace. That's the next benefit.
There's a lot of people in like mergers and stuff where it's like really boring with lawyer stuff. It's like really boring, but it's like there's a lot of stuff where it's like this is like corporate BS. You know what I mean?
What kind of lawyer would you be, Thomas?
I would probably be a choking accident lawyer.
Okay.
This is for people who choked and died. Or choked and coughed.
And
anything I would get them money for their throat cough medicine to cough it up, or for the funeral.
Everyone that chokes just dies.
A lot of people who choke die.
No one's ever recovered from like a lifesaver going down the wrong pipe.
He's the worst lawyer in the whole world.
Like you're actively choking your client. You're just like, I need this fucking payout.
Look, in 6 to 8 months, we should have you some money.
Yeah.
And by somebody, you mean you. You're gonna get all their money.
I think like I wanted to be a lawyer, and I took the LSAT and did all that stuff, and then I realized like I don't like. You can have dreams in this life, and then you see how much the dream costs, and you go, I think I'll just be a fucking dishwasher for the rest of my life.
Yeah, my problem with that train of thought was like when I was a kid, like, you know, like my...
You got it.
Oh, shit. Like my dad always had tech around the house. We had a whole fucking room full of computers and shit like that. So like I remember being like 3 years old fucking around, like installing games, like fucking around on Windows and shit like that. And like my problem is I really enjoyed that. And I just followed that into a very successful career.
Yeah, I remember when we first.
Yeah, you should have done that, Jake.
Yeah, I should. Yeah,
that's the burden of my life is being handsome and successful.
Yeah, I failed algebra 2 times, so I knew that I could have been a computer science guy for sure.
So there's actually not a lot of math involved. Like I can't add.
Well, like I thought you had to take like a lot of prerequisite mathematics courses to get the degree.
I went to a business school, so it was fucking weird. Like for like my bachelor's and shit, I took like managerial accounting, which I bombed. Like I scraped by with a C in that class because I made the professor laugh or some shit like that. Like
nice.
All that stuff, I took like 1 or 2 math classes, like gen ed stuff, the first 2 years. But after that, it was like just all tech stuff and all business stuff.
Logic, like you have to take logic, like computer logic.
But not the musician.
No, yeah. You have to take. But like the if-then conditional bullshit. There's
I took programming classes where we like worked with like formulas like that sort of thing, like Visual Basic and Java and Python and that sort of thing. And there's like elements of that in there, but none of it's funny and people don't enjoy hearing me talk about it.
No, I think dude, this is our show. Sometimes Thomas and I will go on for an hour about how they don't make like good affordable boots anymore. Everything's either $1,000 or like made with the skin of like a human being. I don't think we've ever actually talked about that once, but that was an example.
What kind of boots you got?
Me?
Either of you.
I got Docs right now.
Nice.
I have I wear Merrill Moabs for work, and then I have a pair of Ariats for fun,
For sexual things.
for pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I have cowboy boots that I wear for pleasure.
Yeah, just like around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, just nothing else. But those boots.
Sorry, I've got my pleasure boots on. I can't go mow the lawn.
I can't. I've got my
my lawn that I don't have. But
Dude,
living in Brooklyn, you don't even have a lawn anymore. It's like,
Yeah, everyone's saying that nowadays, dude.
that's my new catchphrase for
Just like
You
you're
do that at
having
the
a
end of every
stroke at the
joke.
airport saying that. It's like, it's my catchphrase. I'm known for this.
Say, yeah. So the other day, I was gonna get sober. I went to the AA meeting, but I read the sign wrong, and it ended up being an II meeting, and everybody else there was addicted to rum.
Christ.
you just hear like the sound of like a bomb vest ticking.
Just like the ID's about to fucking detonate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys catch that one though? It's
Yeah,
one of those
II.
it's one of those you kind of have to think about.
Yeah.
It's sort of like
Text me about it later, dude. I don't
yeah,
have time
it's
for
sort of
this
like
shit.
one of those things you gotta actually think
Yeah.
about. It's like
Yeah.
those Tech Nine lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know?
love Tech 9, dude.
Ride the Harley into the
Worldwide
sunset.
choppers.
Worldwide chopper.
Follow me. I'll run the pen damage to his comedy. He's awesome.
Penis.
Pee pee poo poo caca.
Ugh.
Oh man, brother. Oh god, what was I gonna say? I don't fucking know. I have fucking.
Yeah.
I'm brain dead, dude.
Awesome. Yeah, you had a great time. You really woke up on the right side of the bed today, up and at it super early.
I woke up at like 10, 10:30. I gotta go back to work Monday. Not excited about that. But it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Jake works as a clown for a bouncy house business.
That's crazy. He told me he
Yeah,
worked as
bouncy
a
house rentals.
he said he worked as a gay guy at Radio Shack.
Yeah. They
Just the
put-
Radio Shack gay guy.
They
Yeah.
test out all the different USB cables and stuff in his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
it's
see
like
if it
is it
fits.
getting enough voltage and like whichever one makes you horny the most is what they sell. I don't know.
What was that store called that just sold like minimalist corporate bullshit? Sharper Image. Do you remember that?
Yeah, like the stores at the mall that just sold
Yeah.
like fucking like joyless helicopters.
Like Newton's balls,
Yeah.
and like they would sell like computer chairs that like went like like
Right.
and there was no other reason. Like it was like a store for like Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Everything in there was like sleek gray.
Yeah, like guys who think they're Steve Jobs would shop there.
Yeah. Dude, all the mall by where I grew up is now no longer called Pasadena Town Square Mall. Now it's called Plaza de Paseo. And
Woke has come for the malls.
there's nothing in there's a Journeys, a Mrs. Fields, and a Chick-fil-A, and then everything else is
That's all you
abandoned.
need, dude.
It's true. Yeah.
I remember Ridgemar Mall in Fort Worth was gonna get. They kind of lost a lot of PR points because the guy got stabbed to death at the entrance.
Beautiful.
Julius Caesar style.
Nice.
And then everybody else was like, I don't want to go to the mall. I might get stabbed to death. And it's like, if you get stabbed to death by a group of guys, typically, not like I feel like it's usually not a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
You gotta really hate a guy to stab him a bunch of times because
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
It's just annoying.
You got to shower after. You probably can't wear that shirt anymore. You know.
Yeah, throw the jacket away.
So then they were gonna turn it into an aquarium. And they did, but then now the aquarium is like, I think like people are like, oh, the tanks are way too small and they don't get light and stuff.
So they're like
and
just
it's
choosy beggars about the aquarium.
Yeah.
Did you see I don't think you follow the UFC stuff, Plank, but that Bryce Mitchell guy?
I think you were telling me about this last night.
Yeah. He was like, I read about that Hitler,
Yeah.
and he's a boy I'd like to go fishing with. And, like, obviously it was an insane thing to say. Well, it was insane. He was defending Hitler. He was like, he was kicking out all the greedy, doing all that stuff. But then I would, dude, all night for the last 48 hours. And, I've been thinking about the sentence. Hitler is a guy I would love to go fishing with. Like, I repeat it over and over in my head like a mantra. And it's like, it's like something Thomas would say to me at, like, 2 a.m, like on a bus.
Yeah. Fishing's not really like an activity where like you do anything but like cast your rod, stand in fucking silence, and like maybe converse about like petty, like very surface level topics.
Every time I've gone fishing, it's either you do it in complete silence or you're mostly there to drink beer, and
Right.
fishing is just a secondary thing.
Yeah, I went fishing with my dad a couple times as a kid, and it was just like me like listening to my fucking iPod, and he drinks like a beer and a half and then drives us home.
Yeah. That dude, a beer and a half, that's a responsible dad.
Yeah, respect.
My dad used to he'd take us fishing, and mostly what it was is him getting all the lines tangled up and then drinking like a 12-pack of Milwaukee's Best.
Nice.
And then just driving on the seawall has this slanted thing in Galveston that's next to the road. And one of the cool things you do when you live down there is you drive on that slanted part. And you play this game called If You Get Pulled Over, You Go to Jail immediately for it.
Nice.
But it's literally the road, median, opposite coming traffic, and then this thing that's in this huge-ass grade, and you just drive along on the side of it, drunk. And that was one of his favorite things to do.
He's probably really good at it.
He was. Yeah. Well, he had 4 DUIs. So
From that slant?
No, 2 of them were like a block away from his house. One of them was coming home from work, and then the other one I don't remember. Oh, the other one was when he paralyzed that guy for like. No, the guy did walk again after like 6 months.
Nice.
And also he was drunk. That's why my dad didn't go to jail for a really long time.
The paralyzed guy was drunk.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they hit each other head on, right? And my dad wakes up, or like it comes to in the drunk tank, and or in the hospital. I don't remember the story, but I do remember the funniest part. My mom told me was they were like, your dad thought he was gonna go to jail for attempted manslaughter. You know, he's got away for like 5 or 10 years. And then they do a blood test on the guy in the hospital, and he was like way more drunk than my dad was. And I guess like over the course of the investigation with the lawyers, they found that the guy had crossed the yellow line into my dad's lane and technically hit my dad. And so my dad was in jail for a couple months, and they were like, well, investigation came through. You just get a DUI. Yeah. You don't go to jail for 10 fucking years.
They say God smiles upon his strongest soldiers.
Yeah. Yeah, he was smiling that day. Smiling really wide.
Ooh, I smile sometimes. Oh, sorry. Y'all, sometimes, like, a song just comes over me and there's nothing I can do.
Is it coming over you right now?
Oh, I smile sometimes when I don't go to jail.
I love it when the sun sets me free.
Love it when I smile and I can see.
Sometimes I just like to drink some pee.
Sometimes I like to... Stop. There it is. That's the newest Maroon 5 song. Sometimes I like to stop. What do you think about that, Thomas?
I don't think Adam Levine will ever stop.
So true.
I hate
If you actually get down and talk to him, he's a realist dude, and I don't think he's ever going to stop being the realist.
I just mixed up Maroon 5 and 30 Seconds to Mars in my brain, and I'm like, I thought Jared Leto was in that fucking band, but nope, that's the other one.
Dude, it's crazy that he's like not gotten got.
That dude has done more shit than most, like even us.
Yeah, I mean, even us, we're monsters.
Yeah, we're horrible people.
Yeah, we're monsters, you know?
And Jared.
Yeah,
not Subway Jared Leto.
Do you remember when he was playing the Joker and he was posting on Instagram like pictures of his abs and he was like, "Don't make me punish you."
Yeah,
he was fully 50 years old
yeah,
when he was doing
he's like,
that.
"Don't make me finish you off, boy."
Yeah. And I remember who was it? Will Smith and Margot Robbie were saying that he was like leaving dead rats in their trailer and stuff.
That's called method acting, Jake. You're not a real actor like
I know.
Thomas and I.
I'm trying to imagine Thomas in a movie with a guy like that.
I'd be like, boy, you better cut that shit out right now.
Yeah, I was like,
we're not doing that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about like Thomas like in a movie with Jared Leto, and Jared Leto's playing like a crazy psycho killer, and Thomas is the seasoned grizzled detective hunting him down, and like Jared Leto's just leaving like bloody underwear, and Thomas is fucking thing. Hey, listen, you fucking weird bastard.
I will go back to Peaster right now.
He walks in your trailer and he says, "Let's put a smile on that face," and he just tries to kiss you.
Jared, if you don't stop me fucking you right now,
I'm gonna let somebody know about this.
If you don't stop my penis,
I'm on top.
Yeah,
if you don't
Jared,
stop
if we don't cut this out within the next few weeks, I will be seriously mad.
If you don't stop finishing inside of me every single day for the next 2 months,
I can't take this anymore, Jared.
Oh, I can't take
I'm
any more of your hot, steamy, wet loads,
I'm
Mr.
done.
Leto.
if we don't stop this in the next 2 years, something bad's gonna happen to you.
Oh man,
Jared. Dude, there was like a 3-episode run where we just could not stop talking about Jared Fogle. What was the song we were singing, dude?
There's something about him being innocent.
But what was the melody? It was still like a popular song. Jared. Oh, it was I think that I found myself. Jared Fogle, he's innocent. He didn't do it. He's a good guy, and he should be forgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Did
it.
you talk about how he drew that picture of his penis on the paper?
That's
and
one of the
mailed it?
funniest things that I've
That
ever read.
makes me smile every time I think about it.
Oh, I think that a Jared Fogle, he was framed, and he turned out to be a good guy.
None of it ever happened because it was the mid 2000s.
It was cool to be a pedophile until like 10 years ago.
Flash drives could only hold 15 pictures.
What were we talking about with the movie Waiting and the other one? Oh yeah, Van Wilder. When we were talking to Max about like, Plank, you're around the same age as us. Like, dude, it used to be like a common plot point in like those early 2000s comedies where like the main guy was just trying to have sex with a 16-year-old girl.
Right, yeah, like some Revenge of the Nerds type shit.
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. Like if you couldn't have like a good B plot of like suspense or action, it's like I like want to fuck my friend's daughter.
Yeah, and her 18th birthday is in 6 months, and the whole movie is me just waiting to like have sex with this girl or whatever, or not waiting. I want to bring back like those types of comedies. I want to write movies
Like movies about funny pedophiles.
Yes, yeah. I have a really.
Who's the funniest pedophile?
Oh, dude, that's a great question, actually.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, he's a good answer.
Yeah, like classically funny.
Was Cosby that of age or was that just?
That was of Asia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cosby was like in his 30s.
He did it the traditional way.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
with-
Because for what it's worth, Bill Cosby's very funny.
With by traditional, I mean with the drug that they made for like 15 years. and then
Right.
You can
Yeah.
Right.
Specifically for putting people to sleep.
No, I actually don't know if Jerry Seinfeld's.
He dated that girl. She was 17 when he was like 30.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I don't know if we're gonna count that.
Yeah,
but
I don't
you
know if he's actually funny. Is what I thought you were gonna say.
you know, we've all done something like that, even recently. But
Who's we?
everybody here. I mean, have you ever seen that interview? I forget what it. I forget if it was. It wasn't Adam 22. It was like some radio show, and there was a guy. They were talking about how like you never know, like, you know, you never. Sometimes you find out things about people you never knew. And this dude who was a guest, he was like, I guarantee you, there's 7 pedophiles in this room right now.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was like 10 people in the room.
I know what you're talking about.
And
There's 3 pedophiles in this room.
Yeah, and the host was the guy that was on the other side. The camera cuts to him, and he's like, "That video." Yeah.
He's like, we not gonna do this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not today. My lawyer ain't here.
We Thomas and I just like defamed a strange man because in Thomas's old place in Fort Worth, we go over there, and this guy had one of the coolest old Ford SVT Lightnings. It's like a really cool truck, and Thomas is like, "Yeah, man, you know, I used to want that guy's life. It's a nice house, nice truck," and then I found out he was a pedophile. And we just talked about it on the show for like ever. And then I went over to Thomas's one time and I saw the truck and I was like, "Oh, it's the pedophile truck." And Thomas was like, "Yeah, as it turns out, that guy's not a pedophile like at all."
Yeah, I had the streets wrong. It was a guy on the other block. Wasn't looking at the maps right.
Do you check them often?
I briefly looked at like the maps or whatever, but I try kind of to not do that sort of thing often because it makes me paranoid. But
I like that they color code them. Like,
Yeah.
based on
Yeah.
the fence.
But
Yeah.
honestly, if you look at them,
Like
like
Google Maps
almost
traffic.
like a lot of them really are just like stuff that's like maybe like solicitation of a prostitute or,
like
something
you had
like
your
that.
penis out at the park, one of those deals.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I
public
misunderstand
urination
it.
is super common, especially in New York.
Yep.
There's a ton of people who've got for public urination. Now they're on a list. And then there's also
Genuine.
there's also
pedophiles.
some where it's like you're like, what? Okay, what did they do? And you're like, okay, that's actually worse than I could imagine. So that's crazy they can afford to live here.
Yeah, it's really
But-
hard to tell the difference sometimes between just like a guy you see pissing at the park and like a guy that was like having sex with me when I was 15.
Right. Yeah.
Really
Well,
tough to tell.
that was like always my thing about like the levels of severity where I'm like, okay, this is not me defending pedophiles, but if you pulled your pee out to go TT at the park and the fact that you're on the same list as like John Wayne Gacy was, like, there seems to be like a bit of.
I think there's different circumstances because there are especially with public urination, because sometimes there's literally not there's not a bathroom around. But typically it's like, all right, you should
hold it.
find somewhere. But I get why people poop in public because it's
awesome.
even harder to find somewhere to go number 2.
I just like doing it.
You like shitting?
And also, I
In public.
imagine if you're addicted to opiates and not having a normal bathroom access, it's a bad combination.
It really
Because
sucks.
once that hits, it's. I mean, you got like 5 minutes. I
Yep.
feel like probably just from what I've seen.
From experience.
Yeah.
The story you told about picking up that duffel bag that had like a fucking 8-pound log of shit in it is one of my favorite stories of all time.
Yeah, I thought it was a cat.
Wow.
And I thought, oh my god, this poor baby, and this like a loaf of bread sized turd.
Was the bag just like closed? Did you open the bag like?
The bag wasn't completely closed.
So you like just like inched.
It was like a the type of bag that you would get at a corner store, and it was open. But I went like this. I sort of peeked it open, and the whole thing was a turd. It filled up the
Human?
whole. Had to be.
That's
What animal
really-
shits in a bag?
I mean, cat shit in boxes. I
It
mean,
was
that's
like
a
it
lateral
took
move.
up the. It was like they had to gape their intestines for that to come out.
They goats eat their shit and that just plopped
Their
on out.
rectum must have gone through extraordinary measures to produce such an object, and it
impressive.
tasted amazing. I ate it with a knife and fork for lunch.
Yeah.
I had a big.
You ate
I had the
poo-
biggest.
Dude,
I
you
call
always
it-
tell me about eating poop, dude. Every single fucking day you text me a picture of your lunch and it says boy lunch and it's just a different fucking poop turd.
Boy
yeah,
lunch.
I cut it. I got a big carving knife and I put a bib on and I
Yeah.
sliced up a big slice of shit for all my
You
coworkers.
told me the other day it was
all ate
medium
it.
rare.
Yeah, I'll simmer it
Yeah. I was like,
over.
you brought George
I'll
Foreman.
get a hot plate.
Like a stern
I've got those plug-in lunch boxes you can use for a Carter one with your lunch. But I'll just
Big old
get
piece of
big,
Duke.
big poopy in there, and then heats it right up.
That's delicious.
Fills you up
man.
for the
It's like
day,
it just
big
came
dog.
out of somebody.
That's awesome, man. I fucking love this life of ours.
Yeah, I love eating poop.
Oh man. Well, I think Thomas has to head out here pretty soon. Plank, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for finally getting me on full frame, brother.
Oh, no worries, man.
Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, my phone into the charger.
Oh my god!
What do I got? I'm just
Follow Plank on Twitter.
yeah, Plankfan on Twitter.com, the everything app, and check out MySpace.com. I thought Grindr was a app you used to meet up with skateboarders, and turns out that is not the case.
very good joke.
I'm not on there. Yeah,
I don't think I have anything either. This is going to come out after all my spots. So
I'm playing Coachella soon.
nice. Check out Plank at Coach. Bye bye.